the son of former President Yusuf Lule, welcomed the NTV team into his home. Born in December 1948, Lule went to Nakasero Primary School, King's College Buddo, and Makerere College School. After Makerere University, he proceeded to Lagos University, Nigeria, for a Bachelor's of Science in Accounting. Because of his success as an inspector at Lloyd's Bank in London, he was appointed to the position of Deputy Inspector General of Government in 1988, deputizing Augustine Ruzindana. Lule says he did not enjoy the job because government officials lacked the political will to fight corruption.
When I realized that the political will was lacking somewhat, one of the things I did, I looked at the law that appointed me, and part of the law, one of the mandates of the Inspector General of Government was to educate the public about corruption. So I used to talk about real life cases rather than talking about theoretical cases. I would take a real life case and point out these things, whether action has been taken or not, but you point it out and let the public be aware that this is what is going on. I used to also publish a magazine.
At the time, he was authoring the Executive Viewpoint magazine, and so he decided to use this platform to shame the corrupt officials. Today, he declines to name the people he wrote about and believes that the publication caused him problems as he was relieved of his duties.
Up in the morning, went to the office and the job was no longer there. But of course, there were indications even a year before that things were not going the way. There's a time on Christmas Eve I was summoned into State House. I was supposed to be given a dressing down, but anyway, we agreed to disagree. Those are the words I remember we used at the time. So from that time, you anticipate that something will happen. It's just a matter of when.
Wasswa Lule strongly believes that if the head of state does not take action to stamp out corruption, business investment in the country will never succeed.
We are getting shoestring investors coming to Uganda because of the corruption. The real investors, people who would invest their money, are not there. We have these fly-by-nights who come to make a killing and presumably to share with their friends who are giving them the jobs. That's got nothing to do with economic development and growth. That's why our economy is like what it is, and it will stay the way it is, right? And you add on the corruption. It's very difficult for somebody to come from outside to do business in Uganda, because even before they conduct a single piece of business, people are fleecing them of their money. They're asking for kickbacks.
He remembers what happened to some donors who wanted tax exempted on materials to support the education sector.
Then while I was still Dep IGG, there are some donors, they wanted to donate a school for free here in Uganda. They asked for tax exemption to bring whatever materials they were going to bring. They told them, you ship them, you'll get the exemption. They were in and out of Uganda for a whole year looking for that exemption. And they probably spent, by my estimate at the time, because I wrote about it, in excess of $100,000 trying to look for exemption to build a school, a free donation. At the end of the day, they didn't get it.
The former MP advises that corruption must be first removed before the country can think of attaining a middle-income status.
But then you find other people who have amassed great fortunes. In 1986, they came in the backs of a ragtag army. They were penniless, but now they are multi-billionaires.
After losing his job as Deputy IGG, Lule opted to join politics. He contested and won a parliamentary seat to represent Ruaga North in the Constituent Assembly. He was very instrumental in the drafting of the 1995 Constitution and remembers the heated debates on the term and age limits for the presidency.
there were safeguards in the constitution to ensure that we had a peaceful change of government. That we didn't wait to hear on a weekend gunshots and then we know that, you know, there's an election going on. so some of the safeguards we put in the constitution, the real safeguard was one of term limits, which was lifted at a cost of 5 million shillings.
The former deputy ombudsman points out that the monetization of politics in Uganda is the reason the country suffers after the presidential and parliamentary elections.
There's creeping inflation again, which will lead us into the next election. By the time we get into the next election, this economy will be destroyed. So it means, it looks like that for whatever political motives, the economy can be destroyed in the process. It will be destroyed by the time we finish here.
On the matter of fighting poverty, Wasswa Lule advises government to put more emphasis on local rather than foreign investors.
They have always been talking about foreign investors, foreign investors, foreign investors, as if that one will develop our economy. You can have a foreign investor who's a monopolist. That's not going to develop your economy, because that monopolist will not be efficient. They'll be working to make sure that nobody else comes. So the economic policy I would have is to encourage small scale businesses, small scale industries, which is easy because you create industrial parks and you zone them.
In response to my question on today's politics and the opposition, Lule describes it like this.
If you look at opposition politics, I've already described it as gutter politics, because the quality of opposition politics is to look for where the police are, to confront them, to make sure that there is tear gas, but there are no issues.
Wasswa Lule says he is enjoying a quiet life at home. Agnes Nandutu, NTV Living History.